Welcome to Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I'll be covering every studio song the band has recorded and every bonus track that I can find. Each week we'll go over a new song from the beginning to where they are currently, and as they keep adding albums, I'll keep adding shows. Let the deep dive party begin.
In the magic garden, some were singing, some were dancing.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I am your host, Scott Haskin, and I've got a song for you today. We are working our way through the Sea of Light album. This song is called Logical Progression, and its subtitle is New Perceptions. And here it is. Great misdirection from that wonderful opening. The initial opening is interesting because it kind of gives you a little bit of a feel of hope, but it kind of gives you a little feel of maybe things aren't good and you're really not sure where it's going. Then when everything kicks in, certainly gets sort of a creepy feel. Something's not right. It's heading in a dangerous direction, perhaps. And it's interesting because I'm actually recording this the night before Halloween, so I don't think I could have found much more of an appropriate time to listen to a song that sounds like this.
You say your love is gone forever, and something is gone from your soul. It's left you so cold. Oh, you wish you had the answer. The question is always untold, always on hold.
I really like the verse here. I think it's got a great bass line to it. The bass is blending in really nicely. You're not hearing specifically him plucking the notes, but you're getting the overall feel of it in the low end sound, which is really, really nice. And then everybody else is just kind of playing very simply, letting the vocals shine through, letting the story unfold. I like that.
What's in the mirror? What do you see? It's a logical progression. When you think that you lost all that time, it's all in your mind.
I have to say that's a very tasteful use of vocal layering. Once again, nailed it. It's just certain words, certain phrases, not all the time, not exactly the same every time, which is great. Because if it's like always the last three words of the line or the last three words of every other line, you know, it kind of gets predictable and a little bit stagnant. I like that it just kind of comes out where it comes out here. That's really good to me. Also, love the sounds that Phil's using, the pads here that are filling up the audio spectrum. Really gives it a nice full tone and a little edge still through this. I kind of feel like things are just, they're not comfortable. And I like that. It makes for an interesting feel to a song. Because let's face it, how many songs go, la-da-da, everything's fine? Wow, this just sounds so good, doesn't it? Between the power in the vocals and those little notes that we hear in the far right ear that Mick is playing that keep things colorful on the musical side of things. You know, it's not just those lower sounding pads and bass and stuff, but it's got just like a little bit of color in it, makes it move forward the song and makes it really interesting to hear. Very well done.
That you live by says something about what's inside. Nowhere to hide. There's no amount of heartache that could ever wash over this burning, forever learning.
Phil has got some really nice layers that he's playing on this. The bass is really, really active, but what you're not hearing is the attack of the bass. So I'm wondering if maybe he played this with his fingers instead of a pick, because I'm not getting that, you know, attack that you would with a pick. But it's got a good groove to it, but it's just kind of blends all together. The notes specifically don't stand out. You feel it more than you hear it. I think that's probably the best way I can explain it. I really dig the balance of the backing vocals to the music. You know, it's got a real powerful feel to it, as we've heard on other songs on this album. But it really kind of grips me. There's something about this particular sound, the blend of the vocals that I'm hearing, that really just works for me on this. I'm pretty sure that is a fretless bass. Love the sound of it. Have not heard a lot of bass solos within the studio recordings of this band, and it's really nice to hear one come out here. I think the mellow yet warm tones of the bass really add a lot to this song. The playing is really nice and smooth. Great job. Wow, what a great keyboard section. What a wonderful part leading into it. Having, again, those horror movie vibes to it on the organ, and then coming back in with that wonderful passage from Phil. I like at the end of this section, too, that you could hear that bass guitar come through a little bit. You could hear a little bit better what Trevor's playing. But yeah, this song is really shaping up to be something. I just love the feel of it. It's a gambit of emotions. It has all the elements in it, and it's just got that intrigue. You know, everything's okay. You think you're going to be fine. You got all the time in the world, but then the creepy keyboards come in. Just a real good variety of sounds here. I love these little fill-ins that we're getting from Mick. I know I say that a lot on this show, but that's because I love these little fill-ins that we get from Mick. But very nice. Again, kind of like the last song. It's in that more mid-range, not really that, bottom end distortion that we're used to hearing in a rock song. This is kind of, it's a lighter rock song, but I like the fact that there's no underlying track under this. He's really just playing in that mid-range. It's a little bit different.
There's no way you're gonna turn back. You'll never wash over this burden. Forever learning.
I can't make out exactly what Phil is playing underneath that, but it sounds like there's some sort of metal patch. And by that, I mean like actual metals, like hitting on metals, tapping on metals, something like that. Can't quite hear it, but it's kind of underneath everything else that we're hearing leading into this chorus again. But it's nice. It adds a nice dynamic to it. I always like, like little bell sounds. They could be used for so many different things. One thing I really love about Bernie singing is the notes that he chooses to sing. Like normally I would have expected that last note to drop down a little bit. Instead, he went up and very obviously went up. Very interesting choice. I think it was really cool for the song. I also like that, in the beginning we had the backing vocals in the verse, just kind of sporadic, but here in the chorus, it's just the whole thing really well layered, sounds nice and thick, just got such a beautiful sound to it. It really makes the song for me. What an interesting contrast that is, because here Bernie's saying that love is waiting for you, and then the music just kind of takes a downward turn, doesn't it? I mean, it gets sad, starts going down the scale in notes as it winds down slowly. Really, really powerful imagery there. It's almost like it's waiting for you, but do you really want it? Is this really the best idea for you? That's the feeling that I get out of this. But a very powerful song, great vocal delivery, really grooving bass. I love when Lee Kerslake goes to the ride. He's been doing that a lot more lately on the last couple of albums. Love those little really fast buzz rolls on the ride at the end of this as the drums were stopping. Just a really cool piece of music. I really like it. I hope that you guys did too. This has been a fantastic show. I've really enjoyed this song. And I hope that you guys have a great day. We will see you tomorrow for the Friday episode. Cheers! Thank you for joining me on this episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. If you have enjoyed this show, please consider going over to Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast outlet, leaving a rating or a review. Be sure to subscribe to make sure that you are notified when new episodes are available. Please be sure to share this podcast with your fellow Uriah Heep enthusiasts and anyone who you think would like Uriah Heep, which should be everyone. And if you are so inclined, please feel free to contribute to the Patreon account. And if you are not a Patreon subscriber, you can also pay through the PayPal link on the website listed in the show links below. I would also like to thank Uriah Heep for their very generous support of the show. And thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Happy days!